These images all have something in common. They may instill you with a sense of confusion, being lost, or perhaps even nostalgia. These images are of something that has taken the internet by storm the past few years. Something called liminal spaces. Join me as we dive deep into this fascinating, yet oddly terrifying phenomenon. Derived from the Latin word limen, which means threshold. This usage of the word tells us that liminal spaces are a threshold or transition of sorts. Not only of the people who once called them home, but also of the space itself. Take, for example, this mall. In the peak of its life, it hosted hundreds, if not thousands of people each day. Its halls were bustling with life as customers and employees alike went about their day, shopping and working. But now, it is but a shell of its former self, left to rot and decay in the everlasting grasp of time. This presents a unique opportunity for people like urban explorers, the ability to fulfill an almost childlike dream most, if not all of us, have had before. The chance to explore such a large place without the interruption of anyone else being around. This, doubled with the fact that the place is dead in a sort of way, provides an experience unlike any other. Though I personally have never partaken in any type of urbex before, I must admit its alluring charm. To be given the chance to look through a place meant for hundreds, only to realize you are the only human being present. Along with liminal space's unique vibe and ability to make us feel uncanny, they can also be downright horrifying. Imagine finding yourself in a location like this. To some, hospitals are already scary as is, but adding to that fear by setting it in the pitch black hours of the night, or worse yet, being all alone. God only knows what could be lurking behind that door. Conversely, a liminal space can also be comforting, reminding you of a simpler time, such as childhood. Take this for example. Though the image itself is still and quiet, your mind begins to race with memories. Perhaps of you playing with other kids, erupting into laughter at all the fun you're having. Or, if you're older, maybe even watching your own children play. Whatever the case may be, these images can tell a story. And ultimately, it is up to you, the viewer, to decide what story they are telling you. One alternative of these liminal spaces is a subgenre called Dreamcore or Weirdcore. This genre of internet media explores the bizarre and perplexing world of our nearest neighbor, our brains, and of their unique ability to produce dreams, a confusing and unusual land we find ourselves in each and every night. The nature of dreams is still very much misunderstood, but alas, the art of Dreamcore is very much in reach. If you've ever seen images such as this, you already know what Dreamcore is. Simply put, it is an amalgamation of our living reality and that of our unconscious. Since the two are so dissimilar, seeing them meld into one is like a crossover of the two most unlikely franchises known to man. Yet it does it in such a way that we can all relate to it. And it is human nature to gravitate towards the familiar. So what happens when we combine something so relatable to each and every one of us that is simultaneously so hard to grasp the concept of? This is a part of our psychology called the uncanny valley. If you've ever looked at a mannequin before and felt off-put or ill at ease by its appearance or presence, you have experienced the sensation of this deep-rooted psychological horror. Another, more large-scale example of this phenomenon is images such as this, where luscious green hills of grass can be seen rolling in abnormal shapes, all while pristine and well-kept houses are built along it. Or perhaps an image like this. It may invoke feelings of familiarity, reminding you of a neighborhood you once lived in. Or maybe it is completely foreign to you, as you spent your entire life living in houses that were hundreds of feet apart at the closest. Whatever the case may be, these images take something we're used to and invert it on us, creating this dichotomy where we can almost comprehend it, but simultaneously have no grasp on it at all. Liminal spaces, love 'em or hate 'em, are undoubtedly a confusing and fascinating phenomenon that has captivated the minds of millions. And I feel I would be doing this video and its audience a disservice by not touching on a popular piece of media called The Backrooms. But that could honestly be its own video entirely, as there is just so much ground to cover with that one. But with that said, if you enjoyed what you saw today, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on what's next to come in the way of internet mysteries. Until next time, I bid you all a very warm farewell.